What is going on, everybody? Thank you for tuning in to another edition of On the Road to Victory. I'm your host, Jimmy Smith, and I hope you're all having yourselves a great day. This video is not live, but I would still love to hear your thoughts on this one. We had some roster moves this morning, so want to go over those. We talked a little bit about it in the training camp recap, but just didn't have the time today to put this together. So put it together. We're here. It's like 6:30. Phillies are kicking some ass. We had 4 homers here, so getting excited, but want to put this out here as quick as it possibly can. So going to record this, going to put it out hopefully by like 7 o'clock. So let's go, baby. But appreciate all of you sickos out there. Appreciate you hitting that like button, subscribing, just taking the time to talk some birds with me. Cannot thank you enough. Would love to hear your thoughts down below, but we're going to talk about these roster moves, take a look at the newest signee, and then we'll look at all of the positions that were affected. And we'll also look at the linebackers because some things have changed with the numbers and things. And I know you guys love staying up to date with everything, just like me, you sickos. Let's jump into it, though. So Johnny King was signed today. He was with the Indianapolis Colts through camp. This offseason. He actually graduated the year before, but got a chance this year on an NFL team. He was waived last week when they signed Amari Rodgers or claimed him, whatever they did. So, look, this is a young man trying to find his way, and obviously people, it's Camp Body. Yes, thank you very much. He is in camp and he is a body. That is correct. So, another person here to compete. That is what it is all about. But let's take a look at why they would bring in another wide receiver. And Johnny King, well, he's a big-ass dude, and we've been talking about those bigger possession receivers. Well, let's take a look at Johnny King here. So, 6'5", 209 pounds, out of Southeast Missouri State, undrafted free agent, and as I had mentioned with the Colts. Now, could not find his age, and then I went to the Eagles page and was like, maybe he's on the roster. He was, but they didn't have his age either. So they don't even know how old he is. Wonderful. But as I said, he had graduated the year before, so maybe around the 24-ish range. Sure, who knows? But you can see, a big dude. So now people are going to say he automatically made the team now because he's 6'5". If they have 4.3 speed or 6'5", they're guaranteed an NFL roster, apparently. But unfortunately, that's not how things work. So he's going to have to come in and compete, and he has got a lot of competition. But you can see over 1,200 yards in his career. Now, his first 2 years, he actually spent at a junior college and was only in the FCS for a couple of years there. But wanted to just throw them all together, give you an idea of, what this kid exactly is putting on the table. But, take all of that with a grain of salt because – again, some of these are skewed due to the fact that, he was doing more at some points. Let me just kind of tell you how I'm seeing it. So his first couple of years, he had like 200 yards, almost 200 yards, and then he goes almost 400, then over 400. So he started, getting almost double the yards per game as well. So really turned things around. But in his final year, he was averaging 18.7 yards per reception, so way above that average there. And then 44.3 yards per game. So did much better in the FCS. He only had 1 rush for 6 yards, no return yards, so didn't want to add those in there. But you can see, usually we talk about those things. This guy's versatile. He can add here, this, that, the other thing. Maybe they see something, maybe they want to try him at different spots. Maybe they move him to tight end. A lot of things could go down here. But you've got Tyree Jackson here. And look, he's only 209 pounds, a skinny little dude. So not so sure how much you want to move him to tight end. But you never know with the Eagles what they're trying to do with all these weapons. But, hey, another body in camp here to compete, and I'm all about it. So, Johnny King, go get yourself some. But now let's take a look at the positions that were affected. So we'll look at the wide receivers. Then we'll take a look at the offensive linemen because clearly Chim Okorafor was let go. Last night, we talked about Trevor Reed being let go. So I'm going to show you the updates and Devon Allen being activated there. So, look, I know I'm hopeful Devon Allen can make the practice squad here. We all know he's not really good enough to make the active roster. And maybe one day, he'll get a return. I know a lot of people feel he should be the returner. I don't. He has not returned a ball in over 10 years. So, and he only did it like 6 times in college when he did. So he wasn't good enough to do it then. I'm not so sure 10 years later I'm going to throw him in there. But needs to provide something. Same goes for anybody else, and let's take a look at those guys. The Britton Coveys, the Greg Wards, Tyree Cleveland, Nada, Hazelwood, Kane, and now King. So what can you bring to the table? We know those top 4, all of them probably going to make that team. So do we keep 5? Do we keep 6? I had us originally keeping 4. So, and I've said it, there's just so many. And you guys that watch the Projected 53 show, I'd said maybe it's Nada, maybe you do keep a 5th guy. Maybe it's a surprise there, but love to see him helping as a kick returner. But again, I think Rashad Penny should hold down that role. And the only other guys that do that, Deion Kane and Tyree Cleveland. Britton Covey, Greg Ward, they've had some punt return experience, but they are not kick returners. Devon Allen doesn't do either. Johnny King doesn't do either. And Hazelwood hasn't either. So, yeah, I think that's going to help some of these guys make the team here, whether it be, Alameda. I think he can help as a punt returner, but maybe he pushes Covey off this roster. We'll see. But King will be rocking the 43 that Charleston Rambo was wearing before he was let go the other day. So you can see we're back to 12 receivers, and now Devon Allen taking off that NFI list. So you've got 12 guys competing for these jobs. So best of luck to them. Now up next, you can see offensive linemen. We talked about they released Chim Okorafor and Trevor Reed. So no longer 9 tackles. Now you're down to 7. And I've talked about Jack Driscoll. He provides depth as a tackle and a guard. He is a lock for me with our starting tackles. But beyond that, who wants to make this squad? Kelly, Toth, Johnson, or Johnson? Toth can provide you depth all across the board. So a lot of these guys are going to have to step it up. And then, the interior offensive linemen. This is where, you added Josh Andrews the other day. He changed his number from 61 to 74. So you can see that. But there's 10 guys here and, some versatile pieces as well. But we've talked about, 17 guys here. How many are we going to keep? 8, 9, 10, 11? I mean, a lot of things could go down here. I've got 8 people as locks. How many do we need to keep beyond that? And we've talked about it. If Juergens is the starter, Steen can provide depth at tackle and guard. Same for Driscoll. Sills can help you as guard. So if Steen's starting, Cam Juergens is your backup center. So you got to kind of look at who's the backup center then if Juergens is starting. A lot of these things that we talked about during the projection here. So we shall find out. And then I threw the linebackers in here right at the end just to show you that Zach Cunningham changed his number from 46 to 52. So took Davian Taylor's number there. And you can see the 7 guys that are competing there. And looking forward to that competition. But that is all I've got for you this evening, ladies and gentlemen. If you got anything from this, do me a favor, hit that like button. You can always subscribe down below. But until next time, I am Jimmy Smith, and this is On the Road to Victory. You all have yourselves a great day out there. Stay safe, and as always, say it with me now, go Birds!